Good day, good day. This is the Stepping Razor. And next Thursday, warm but looking kind of rainy. Yes. And we're there with you. Continue until 5:45. The journey lead us to this and carry us go beyond. It's reviving Junior Bile song written by Earl China Smith. Yes. Okay, so we're there with you and the year gone in the 12, 13 days and how you do? You all right? I hope you're all right, you know. Yes, I search for that all right part of the thing. Yeah, everything looks so all wrong that we really have to find the all right in the thing, you know. Yeah, have to find it. And now it's January, so we have 11 more months to say this year done. Give thanks to who make it here. Yes, nothing never make it, but we give thanks to those who make it. Hope your family all right. Hope really, you know, say you have food they can eat this evening and tomorrow and the next day. Hope say you picnic them have school book and have things to go back to school. And hope say you can afford to buy what you want to buy. Yes, without making anybody suffer. Because nowadays people are buy what them want to buy and make other people suffer because them want to get with the people them have to buy what them want to buy. Yes, we want to heal up all the man out there. Well, like I say the man them out there who throw them gun in the sea. Yes, may I tell you, all the man them who throw the gun in the sea. We want to heal them up, you know. Yeah, and I call the Paris still, you know, but I want to heal up the man them who throw them gun in the sea. I know say nobody can find that. You know, see it. And by the time them find out that no good again. So we want to heal them up, we want to heal up all the man them who know say right now at time them end the criminality and the problems because a man get shot out of Africa yesterday, you know, out of Africa. Yeah, a man shot him. It's a weird thing, you know, because it look like Africa is a place now where them catch people. So I tell the thief them avoid Africa, you know. See your yard. Avoid Africa because somewhere along the line you're going to get shot or you're going to get old and get beat up. You know, my mind always upon this woman who stand up on the bus depot there in Africa and decides that she will jump off. I know you know more about that woman there again, and I really like find out what's wrong and how she had stay, how she had do. Everybody's supposed to remember, I think an IRFM data, they take a picture of it where the lady did really a threat to jump off. Some man have to grab her and put her back over the railing. Really like know where go on with that lady there, you know. My mind always stick on her. And then we want to tell the people them say, must pressure them government. Must pressure the government because Jamaica need a overhaul in terms of how it look. It not aesthetically look good. It not look good. It not make you feel good. All we are going, you know, if it's even if you have the place look good, it's supposed to, because you know, say, when your house clean and look proper, everything in order and place, it make you feel a different way, you understand? And would I like that extend to outside, in the road, in the street, all over the place? Would I like some semblance of look good, you know, make the place feel good. And if the place feel good, the people, them at least will feel better about themselves. That is really where we are pushing right now. We want some aesthetics. This government don't have that kind of aesthetics. As some, I don't know if you call them, you know, Rasta. Them don't know nothing about aesthetics, ambience, and how to set place, make the place. Hey, you can get some of them youth. I know some of them youth, you know, I can recommend some of them too, you know, who can set things proper. Like some of them youth who do the painting job down at town there. Yes, they will put graffiti on the wall. Them. We don't forget some of them youth, they do something. You know, we see, right now, we see in a certain country, especially England, we see them paint the traffic, where the pedestrian crossing. Instead of having it in a white, them paint it in a different colors. Just give a boost to the place. Yeah, man. Paint the thing different. Too much white paint all over the place. You know, we need something to lift you up, man. And anything that can work, we appreciate it right now. Because we have said, things are too nice out there. Things are too nice. We have to find something nice to make we feel nice. And we have to know, say, the nicest, so we have to search for sometimes in ourselves. So we have to even look towards ourselves to really find that niceness. And sweet, sweet music coming over from last year to now. Big tune. So, I want to tell them something, you know. You know, say, United States of America is a continent with about 320 million people around the south. Over 300 million people. Jamaica is an island. You can hardly see it on the map. And them say it have about 3 million people. According to the statistics, for every million people, Jamaica have more murders to the million than the United States of America. It have 13 times more murder than the United States of America. How the hell is that possible? How is the hell that possible? And them know, you know, the people, them also who are claim progress in them fight against crime and them something there, you know. Them know, say, them not make no progress, you know. Them know, say, them not making no progress. America have 300 and odd million people. Jamaica have 3 million. The murders per million is 13 times more than the United States of America. How is that possible? And when we look on these guys we are talking about, what them call it, SOE, state of emergency. I know, so, I mean, something must be wrong with me to write it, trust me, because what you know, state of emergency. If you call the state of emergency in a Spanish town, because you try stem the flow of murders, you feel, say, the 14 day where you have the state of emergency in that area there, you know, feel some murder go down. Murder no must go down. You think, say, the gunman is an idiot? Gunman is no idiot. State of emergency in that area there, him just go and ease back until the state of emergency done. Till them go find the next state of emergency and go and ease back till the state of emergency done. I just go in our next community to create havoc. Nobody is no idiot. So plus, the state of emergency and what the state of emergency is supposed to do is to reflect the downward turn of murders in the island for the year. It can't be, you have state of emergency this or, and it's just this or you have focus on because this or a big uproar and whole heap of murder going over there so. And then you say, you know, when start, we're going to have a state of emergency over there so that them not create no murder over there so. They want to do the rest of the island them. Want to do the rest of the island them. Because when you look on we are going in the 2022 and we are checking now the murder rate so now. We are checking the murder rate because I remember when the Minister of National Security, I remember Harris Chang. Remember Harris Chang said, if him even carry the murder rate to just 800, he would have feel good. Just like how him say, if him find even one gun, he would have say the amnesty is a success. Obviously, it's not a success because the crime never go down because them catch 100 gun. You know, the crime never go down. It's just 100 gun when I use them get. And it's more to you know because some you throw them gun at the sea. So what I say now, if the state of emergency is holding in a little confined area, and you come out and tell the public that the state of emergency is working because in that area you didn't have 5 murder, and since the state of emergency you don't have no murder. What about the rest of the island? Shouldn't it be that you are checking that what you are doing is supposed to reflect in the sum total of what take place in the island for the year? And this is what happened. The state of emergency don't bring down the murder rate in the island. It may bring down the murder rate in a confined area, but it don't bring down. That means if 5 murders used to go on in a community, and when they put the state of emergency, it's 1 murder them get. It don't make no difference if you do them say, well, maybe 3 people get saved in that community there. But what happened to the island? 3 million people. I can tell you what happened to them because this is something else. As I tell you, say, in a 2020, I get the statistics here, in a 2020, and some people say, Muta, you have to read it. In a 2020, the year 2020 have 1,331 murder. In a 2020. In a 2021, the murder rate is 1,463. That is a difference of how much? Check it. In other words, it was higher in 2021. In a 2022, it higher than 2020 and 2021 with a whole heap of state of emergency. 1,498 murders take place last year. That means more murders take place last year than the year before and the year before. So the murder rate increase every year. The murder rate is increasing every year. And just last week, this week, a man come out and say, well, in 4 days, about 6 days into the new year, them say the crime rate is less than what it was last year at the same time. What the hell wrong with these people? 6 days gone in the year, and you claim now, say, you claim victory because you have a seat there. 6 days gone, last year, 6 days in them time, you did have more murder committed in the first 6 days of January. What happened to today and tomorrow and the next day? What happened to the whole year? The goal is supposed to bring down the murder rate for the year. We're going to come forward. Yes. Yeah, we'll go over the statistics here. So we get our statistics. We say in 2020, the murders was 1,323. In 2021, it was 1,474, so that are 51 more murders. And in 2022 is 1,498. That is how much? About 12 more murders or something like that, round this up. All right. So here what I say now. And I want the Mr. Chang, if anybody know Mr. Chang, I'm friend, tell him some Muta say that the fear that Jamaican people have is not confined to a particular area. The fear that Jamaica people have, even if them don't live in the area, them is a fear for the country and where the country is going. That is really the fear of the Jamaican people. Say the murder rate too high in a them country, and them don't know at what given moment them could be in the statistics. So when we talk about crime rate and I give whole heap of numbers for this month as it relates to the last month this year, and like less people dead in the first 6 days of the year, and we must feel good. The crime rate don't gone down. It don't gone down. And the SOE state of emergency, if the state of emergency was working, when the year done, you would have see it reflect in the calculations of murder and the murder rate. That is how me would have want to check it. Me don't know how them check it. If you call a state of emergency for bring down crime, it means you don't call account to the government, they won't go call a state of emergency for bring down crime in a particular area. So what to the other area them where at any given moment gunfire is a gunshot is a fire. Them need to concentrate on Jamaica, how them going to stop the crime or get rid of the majority of criminal activities in a Jamaica, not in a Spanish town or in a Clarendon or in a St. James. St. James is not the whole island. St. James might have more murders in the island, but stopping or carrying down the murder rate in a St. James don't mean say the people them going to feel safer when in a Clarendon you hear 6 people get shot, drive-by shooting, 4 people get shot, man get shot downtown. That is not acceptable, Mr. Chong or Chang or Lang Wang Tang. Me I tell you to say, the people them is fearful. Take it from me. Maybe you don't see it, but the people them scared. The people, especially the woman them. Especially the woman them frightened out of them wits. Them don't want to see nobody pass too near to them. It's just that. Now we see people that walk and I tell you, it's a thing. Mr. Some woman aisle shoes that walk going to some store bank. I mean, never know them could have walked so fast because them really want to get out of the area of I look behind them and I look behind them and I look behind them. It's weird. And then after trees, another problem spot. After trees, yesterday them, I don't know if it's police shot the thief and go right up to pass up a Bear Brown's corner there. So, I mean, the place, the car them block up. It block up. It take me from South Avenue and Constant Spring Road, driving round on South Avenue for go round to IRFM, for go down there, at Dermore Road. It take me nearly an hour to reach there because you know, say, the man them who are look on stoplight, you know, when a man to the stoplight say go, you know, he might go. And when you stop the car in front of him, block him, you know, he have to stop, you know. And by the time him stop, you know, the other stoplight say go now, and 5th stoplight says him can't come out of the way. Because the car come up behind him, and him go up behind the next car, and you who are go across the road now can't move. And by the time your stoplight say go, 5th stoplight say go to, and him can't move neither. So it's clear block up because of one incident. Because you have people now, when them hear gunshots, they run from the gunshot, them run towards with a gunshot fire. You know, Jamaican people stay so. You hear gunshot fire, you say, me go look at why. Everybody run go down there. And I see them take the car them now. Car stop and I look at what, slow down and I look and I see what go on, and everything block up. Everything black up. So all this on no waste of time. Go on so. Meanwhile, these guys sitting down and calculating, I don't know what the hell them calculating, the crime rate in Jamaica increase. It increased last year, and it increased the year before, and it increased the year before. It increased. More people die in Jamaica, murdered in Jamaica last year than the year before. With all the SOE and the SOW and the LGB, LQRS, TFM, whatsoever, the crime rate increased. And then them have no soft crime, and them have crime influencers, crime producers. The Prime Minister get up a new thing and know crime producers, just like how you have social media influencers. I mean, I say, all these words, it's just some little thing for us bypass the reality of the situation. 1,498 people murdered last year. 2021, 1,474 at the height of the COVID. And the year before, when COVID just started, 1,223. Harris Chang said one carried to 800. Yet them never find 200 guns in a 1 month yet in a Jamaica. Never. And him claims him know say have 200 guns come to the island every month. It's a weird situation them find themselves in a, and it pass on to the people them. The fear in the people them is weird. It's a feeling. People who don't live here unlike no, but well, you have a people that come to Jamaica here right now, but you have whole heap of people that come, the place full up of tourists. The place full up of tourists, them not care, them no business how they go on. Them don't ever have a clue, because them not read Glean and Star. Them not have, all them have watch is where them tell them, oh yeah man, White Sand Beach and this and that. And furthermore, them people are not trouble white people on the beach. Them not trouble them. Them not trouble them at the hotel. Because first of all, most of the tourists them stay in the hotel room can't come out because them tell them, say, don't go outside, you know, because boogeyman out there. And that them tell what the white people them. So the white people them feel quiet, and when them come out, them realize, but nobody not trouble with. And have party like it's 1999, and that gone already. So we know, say, something is wrong with how the system, the government is setting up them plan to curb crime in Jamaica. There's still no crime plan. The do have 1 year, which I not them did suggest too.
2023 is the year when Jamaica will start to see a sustained reduction in violent crimes, particularly murders, and see an increase in public order and safety as well.
They're creating waves all over the world with our music, cafe, talking about toast, get nominated in the Grammy again. I tell you, young lady are going good. The music has changed and evolved, and some people don't want to accept it. Yeah, it's like the man them who into ska. When them hear certain tune, them no want to accept say ska days gone. Yeah, they don't want to accept it. Ska days gone. You could have talked about how much ska band in Europe, little more. It's not coming back. You understand? It's part of the Jamaican archives, ska music. It's not coming back. So you can't go and live out a little illusion about the days of ska. Yeah, you can talk about the days of ska, but where you want to use them, go play ska. They know you have the people them who is into rock steady. Them a talk about the music like them want to tune them saying a rock steady. I only part the rhythm right now is rock steady rhythm them I use. You understand? It's rock steady upgraded. Then you have the dancehall man them now, them Becks. The dancehall man them Becks, the man them who do the trap music. You know, see it. But you have some youth who don't care. Them just do what them do. Because right now, it's not about the music for only for them youth. It's about how much money them can make and how much hype on the internet. And it is a travesty that even if you change the rhythm, you can still say something that will motivate the minds and the thinking of the people them who listen to your music. And most of them know, if God not involved in the music or in the video, it's like it not say nothing, and that is why it's there. So, people who love dancehall music, you go and love the dancehall music. I know, say, I find some dancehall music to play, but most of it I'm not playing. Because where I see most of it is, it's just some craziness I go on, but that no mean say, because I love reggae and soul music and them thing there. Now I go say the music evolve. The music evolve. And them youth are not see where we are see. If them will ever see it. Maybe when they reach old age, you might say, right, you remember say, this I remember that. So it's time all of us wake up. The generation after and before I wake up. You can see things in the music now where you can like. Certain artists are going good in the dancehall world there. Certain artists are going good, very good in the dancehall world. And sometimes I listen to some of the so-called trap music and me like what the man them are saying in the music. As a matter of fact, it more so now like dub poetry to me. With a trap poetry, it's like a trap poetry because it don't have no melody. But them are say what them are say. And that is something where we have to appreciate that every man has decided his own destiny right now. But then again, there's a way that seems it right to a man, but the turn of it is destruction. Them reason I know destruction. They mean money. And while if a man who used to sing in them days, him never make no money that him walk up and down now and sit down in some corner now and do have nothing. Nothing. Because I never do the music for praise and dance and all them something. Them just I do it because it's a thing where I just love. Sit down in the ghetto on a cursing thing with a guitar and him just make music and create music that is lasting. But down within the levels now, him can't afford certain things. So people have to take care of him. No, I have the reverse of that now. That every man I look for the money. But the music is not lasting. It's toilet paper music, I will leave it. It's toilet paper. Yes, you buy a nice roll of toilet paper, you go in your toilet and reel it off. And then flush it. That is really where I go on with a whole heap of the music. So we have to find the in-between. Because there is an in-between with the music. And you, as a big man, can't just throw away everything, baby with bath water, and I say, the youth them are pure foolishness. I don't know pure foolishness. Me, I say that as a dinosaur on radio. A whole heap of the music them where me hear man I talk about a foolishness. It's not foolishness. Because when me listen to a whole heap of the DJ them in the 60s, 70s, 60s, a whole heap of it is just rhyming with nothing, no. It don't have no story behind it. I mean, hear a whole heap of story behind a whole heap of story. You might not like the story with them I tell, but it's a story. And when me listen to some of them DJ there at them time there, as some nursery rhyme, them I repeat and I regurgitate, nursery rhyme. But you love the rhythm, and you love them I ride the rhythm, and all them ride the rhythm. But guess what? Them days are gone. You have to just love it for what it is. And then you have the so-called 80s dancehall music. And the man them in the 80s dance music don't like what's going on. Them want it to stay to the 80s. It can't stay there so. Music move. And people move it as people are play it. So we have to just know what to do and what to say and what to think and what to believe in. You can't want the music just stuck over there so. That is the greatness about Jamaica. Jamaica moved from Mentor. Mentor where I come from, Ska. Then we go to Rocksteady. Then we have, in between, you have Lovers Rock. You have dub poetry. You have, where the one name, where the fast beat one in England there, where them used to have there. And in between, and then you have reggae. And reggae there so now. Yet still, I will look at the reggae tune when man claims are reggae. Some rock say the rhythm them I use. The rock say the rhythm them using is regurgitating the same old rhythm them. That them do. And then you have some youth now come with a different kind of dancehall, and then all them say trap now, and so next year you go to hear a different rhythm again. It's just so the music go. That's the beauty about Jamaica. We know how to do things different. Every man do him thing a little bit different. And Jamaica is one of them country there where we do things different. It's not real. Hey, look more, you can't find Jamaica on the map. You know? Jamaica will disappear off of the map of the world. Because how we are do things not fit in. It not fit in at all. Totally different. It's a little island here. Totally different from any other island in the world. I mean, I say it is the most beautiful island in the world. I just say we do things where a whole heap of island don't do. When I say island, I talk about islands in the Pacific, islands in the Caribbean, and islands off the coast of Africa and all them way there. We do things totally different, Rasta. And we have some creation there where, oh gosh, man. So all the criminal activities we are going and the whole heap of this and that, tourists still pack up the North Coast. Them still, I wonder, say, wait, them not here, we are going to Jamaica. Of course, some of them here, but them not care. Where them know about Jamaica from them time, they override where them know about Jamaica and at this time, yeah. You know, see it? And it's just so it go. So, we can't go and afraid because we have to be, we live here, them not live here. And fear is fear. And the greatest fear is fear itself. And we can find a way to override the fear. But we need help. We need help from the people them, all the people them put in power to do certain things. What you cannot do, these people must do for you. I cannot search for them to do everything, but them dead if you do something. I could tell you we have a lineup here. We have after 5 we're going to interview Tony Rebel. You know, Tony Rebel show, Rebel Salute coming up next week. Next weekend, 21st and 22nd, I think. And then we want to talk, this is a new development going on now. We entered it last night, we want to mention it on a bigger level. We're going to talk about the child abuse claims that the state-run children home. For those of you who don't hear about it, it's really a weird thing going on with the state-run children home them where you have people that abuse the young girls them. Abuse them. Uncle Carl. Uncle Carl abuse the girls them. Take advantage of them situation. So we want to find out and make you know what is going on. You know, because we know IRFM listen to them. I just IRFM them listen to, you understand? So we want to bring what is happening to you. So we want to do that at maybe 3:35, somewhere around there. So talk to Diane Garden Harris about this development. This development we are going is a terrible thing. Terrible thing, man. The man I use the church. The man I use the home name Father's home, you know. No, I have to laugh and not joke it out, you know, but it is almost, it grieves you to laughter, you understand? Because when you think, say, these are the people who should be protecting the children them, these are the people who, when them talk about them Christian upbringing and them want you also to take part in that Christian upbringing. And them teach you things from the Bible and this and that. Is the one that turn around and be like a vampire. The young people, them like ticks. So we want to come to that later on in the program. It's really a sad state of affair that even people were involved in like a cover-up. There's a whole heap of cover-up going on with certain things, you know. Yeah, whole heap of cover-up, and It's bust out. You know, the whole, even though the whole is little bit and it go through like water, but the water powerful. Bust out the whole and make it flood the place. And that is where we see Aguana now, because who would have known? And it's a man who guilty of it. Him have a record of these things. If you hear the things them when do, one little daughter where he might look bout like maybe might appear what them call it, school fee and all them really. Hey, what kind of people them that Rasta? Choose somebody to help you. Choose you help somebody now. You must take advantage of them. And you see them in a situation where them can't help because you know say them are depend on you for do certain things. And through them are depend on you for do certain things now. You're going to say it's either or either. It's either you give me that or it's either you do that. Or some things where him want you do, you don't really want to do it neither. And them man, they just deb out like normal. Them just normal deb out the place, you know. You see them with them jacket and tie and church service. Good morning, sister, this and good morning, sister, that. And how are you, sir? And them up there with the government people, them and them there with all this and that. Them could have all officiate over prayer breakfast and all them something there. It's a terrible thing. It's a terrible thing. And I hope something come out of it. We don't want them push it under the carpet like say boy right now. It's one of them things because whole heap more of them things that they're about. The thing is him alone, whole heap of them things that they're about. From years gone back, whole heap of them things that they're about. You know, see pedophiles and, you know, people who take advantage of a little girl and all them way there. I don't know where it go. And you don't believe says these people you put your trust in. These are the people you're putting your trust in to protect little girls in state-run facilities. Then all the state-run facilities and the people who are run the facility is not aware that these things is taking place. Or them know, but them just keep silent. You know, so if something go wrong and you keep silent, you're guilty. You're guilty of the thing. So me want to know who did know or what them did know when them know it. And all these abuse and other children in there. Because you have some of them who say, them afraid to come forward. But you see when somebody come forward, others come forward too. Because them realize there's something to be told and something to be said. Necessary and important to purge these little vampires sucking the blood of the sufferers and people is vulnerable to these things. What is going to happen? What is going to come out of these things? When we hear it today, next week when we come, we hear a different story now. Forget about this, because that is what's going on sometimes. Them say 9-day wonder in Jamaica. Some of them take less than 9 days to spit out because it takes so long for justice in Jamaica for do that people just get fed up and just say, "Sure, can't bother with it, make it just go around," and then keep happening and happening and happening and happening. Yes, as we mentioned here, we want to just give some insight on the child abuse claims at the state-run children home. We have Diane Gardner Harrison on the line from the Children Advocate. Good night, good evening, good night, Teresa, good night, good day.
Good afternoon to you, Muta. It's bright daylight where I am. Good afternoon to you.
I tell you, it look like we're ready to go fall. Don't get terrible. Part right there. Yes. Okay. So, all right now. So, a lot of people, I don't know how old people who listen to IRFM might not know what is happening, but can you explain to them what is really happening at the state-run children home? Why it has sprung up so much in the news?
Okay. All right. So 2 years ago, in March of 2021, a story broke on Nationwide that claimed that there was a U.S. national who was in partnership with the CPFSA and that he had a previous situation in the U.S. that actually had him guilty of having sexually inappropriate conversations with a child, with a girl of 15 years. So, of course, hearing that now, it caught my attention because one of my responsibilities as children's advocate is to ensure that children in Jamaica are safe and that agents of the state and other persons who interact with children or who have any kind of institutions for children are maintaining those institutions in a way that is safe and appropriate. So it started an investigation by my office, and also at the same time, the Minister of Education and Youth, who is the minister in charge of the CPFSA, that agency that runs children's homes, she too said that she was going to look into the matter because she was concerned about it. So what has happened now is that my investigation has been completed, and Tuesday of this week, I tabled my investigation report in Parliament. Now, once the report was tabled, it became public. So the public is now, looking into what some of the findings were. And some of the things we found is that even though the CPFSA said, for example, that at this particular home you only had adults, the records revealed that you had children as young as 15 years old at the home. Another thing as well, he wouldn't have access to the residents of the home because he was just the landlord. The evidence showed otherwise, that he was there watching movies, hanging out, carrying candy, doing art and craft, going to beach, all sorts of exciting excursions with them. And so the bottom line is that we think that a state entity that is providing care to a vulnerable set of young ladies and children really should not expose them to the possibility of someone who has that kind of history being so intimately connected with them.
I'm going to ask you a question. Who is checking in these young people into that institution? Why is it that nobody know the age of these people to know, so, well, this one is that age, and who's checking them in?
Well,
or it don't matter them age?
Children who grow up in children's homes. So basically, the same state agency that runs children's homes, which takes in children who don't have parents or who have parents who not doing so well, so you need to take them out of their home and put them in state care. The whole idea behind this home was that for those children, for example, who are living in a home from they're 6 years old, when they get closer to, teenage and so on, and about to leave the children's home, they don't have any family, they don't have anywhere to go. And so the CPFSA created this facility now to say, well, we want to ensure that you have a good start in life. So we're going to move you from the children's home and put you in this facility so that eventually when you come out of state care, you can stand on your 2 feet. So they were the same agency that was putting these children here. And what my investigation is saying is that they knew the ages of the children. But what has happened now is since the story came out and the investigation started, they kind of shifted because they don't want too much trouble, And so they shifted the story, and to make it not look so bad, they're claiming, we didn't have children, we only had adults. But the investigation showed otherwise.
So they knew of the history of this man before he was at this place, or how it worked?
Right. So, okay.
So I said it was in America.
Right. So they started the relationship with him from about 2013, 2014. At the time, they did not know about his history. But in 2018 of February, the investigation showed that they found out about his situation in the U.S. with the young girl. But even though they found out, they continued the relationship. They continued knowing about his history, making him have access to these girls. And they continued with all of the casual relationships that they would have. As I said, going to the beach, going on excursions, coming to the art and craft, coming for movie night and watching movies at the home with them until lights out, and so on and so forth. And so I think the concern is, why have that knowledge and still allow access to these vulnerable girls?
So where are the girls? I mean, who are the girls that come out and say he's guilty of certain things? There must be someone who had actually said, yeah, we know something there, but how come people now start to know that he was abusing some of them? How them know that?
Okay, so 3 of the girls have made allegations, and I stress the word allegations.
Allegations,
right?
Yes.
So they have given some accounts that talk about inappropriate behavior by him in relation to them. And these 3 were, in fact, at the same facility that we're talking about. And so those allegations are there, and some of the allegations are very similar to what he was found guilty of in the U.S. with the whole, having inappropriate contact and showing sexual images over Facebook, Messenger, and so on and so forth, and Instagram. So those allegations, though, are still to be proven, right? But they have been made by girls who were at the facility.
And you're talking about three girls doing this. So where is this man now? Where is he?
As far as I know, he's in the U.S.
Oh, in the U.S.? Wow.
Yes, he's a U.S. national.
No, I know, but I mean, you're going to find out if what the girls them say is true or not, or you're going to find that out?
Well, if the girls want to do a police type of prosecution, and that's something that, with these kinds of matters, Muta, I don't know if you have ever had the experience of interacting with anybody who has alleged sexual violation. It's a very private situation. It's a very embarrassing situation as well. And it's a situation that can psychologically shift how the victim processes things. So you have some victims, for example, who, yes, I want to talk about it because I want justice. And you have some victims who feel so embarrassed and ashamed and guilty that they don't want to talk about it. And in fact, some of the girls have said this. They want to move on with life. They don't want to go back there. Some of them feel conflicted because he was very kind to them, and so they may not want to go that particular route. But if they choose to go that particular route, then now the police would have to put together a case file for evidence to be taken in court and for the competent tribunal to determine whether or not there is sufficient evidence there for any kind of criminal sanction.
I am hearing that the girls them used to call him Uncle Carl.
Yes,
that means
correct.
how close him was for them really. Because when somebody started to say uncle this or aunt this, it means they have a kind of connection with these ones. And what you say him in America. And so you see, this might now make the girls them feel them can't bother with it. I don't know if you get any other girl them and say yes, them want to go through with it. But him being in America and them being here now, it might lend to the thinking that, why that not now come out of jam and make us just forget it. You don't think that will happen?
Perhaps. As I say, it's a very confusing time and one where a lot may not be very clear for them, And I think that, as a country, we have to respect what they may be going through. In terms of, determining if they want to move and if so, how.
All right. So now we have this story, and we're going to put it in our head, say, maybe the possibility is that there are many more stories like this that was taking place over the years and we'll never find out about it. What is it that is going to be put in place to really make sure, say, this thing don't come over again with someone else? Or we're going to work that out?
So a couple of things. First, there needs to be a very rigorous vetting process of anyone who comes forward as a prospective volunteer. Looking into the person's criminal history, doing a social inquiry, for example, to see the context of what they used to do before, and also having a very structured interview. What is it that you propose to do? How do you intend to execute it? And then also now, once they pass that threshold, look at managing the situation. So it's not that you're a volunteer and then you have full access. Anytime you come, it's like, oh, you're here, and everybody's running to say, oh, fantastic, Muta is here, let's give a hug and let's go on to art and craft.
Yeah.
But it's about what are some of the systems now on the ground in the different facilities that will streamline and guide how volunteers interact with residents. So it has to be a whole rigorous look on the vetting process, and also sporadic checks even after someone has been cleared as a suitable volunteer.
When you say sporadic checks, what that mean?
Meaning Muta comes into me 2023 and says, I have a great idea, I want to do so-and-so. And I check you out in 2023, January. Your record clean, your intentions look good, and we start running. But by the end of 2023, I'm going to check you again. To ensure that nothing arose between January and December that should now question whether we continue or whether we need to say, all right, Muta, you were great, but then I'm seeing that something happened in October, so we have to part company.
Yeah. Apart from this, well, I don't hear nobody call the name of the center, but about almost centers like these is in Jamaica. The
transitional center model, they have one for girls and one for boys under the auspices of the state. But we have several children's homes, as you would imagine. But then in terms of these specialized, what you call transitional facilities, they're not so plentiful.
The St. Mary, the one down Nard Street, Nard Street. They have a place in Nard Street. I don't remember what it named though.
No, I don't think that's a transitional home.
Or a place for young girls to go.
Right, but it's not transitional, because a transitional home is different from a regular girls' home, So that's the thing. Transitional is where now they put more emphasis on teaching you about life skills, and, you look at, what you want to study, because, preparing for adulthood. You're not just there as an orphan and as a child who needs to, have somewhere to sleep and eat and go to school, but, looking at how to help these children who grow up in these homes to transition into adulthood. So that's why it's called transitional. So it's a fairly, new phenomenon.
Why I mention it to say, because I had the opportunity to go down there one time, go interact with the student them. Somebody invited me down there and we had talked to them for the day. But when you hear these things, it makes your mind start to go all over the place. And then now you start to figure out now of all the places where the young girls them is. Now that's how the transition home now, the places where the young girls
just generally.
If there shouldn't be now that you have this and take sleep and mark that, shouldn't there be a real serious thorough investigation and something put in place to make sure that even in the home that is not transitional, that this thing don't continue? You don't
the
think
principle
that
is the same, and you're absolutely correct.
Yeah. Because it makes you start to feel funny, man. That some of the young girls were just dead, so this thing should have happened to them, and now this guy gone away, Uncle Carl gone away now, and him could have gone to the next level again. Him could have gone somewhere else because him the America now. I mean, usually the Americans have a serious way to track these people. But if you say him come to Jamaica, do this and gone back to America, obviously there was no, course of event that I said, make we watch him and see where I'm going to do. The Americans never watch him.
Yeah.
It's really weird. So what is it now that the children advocate and the government is putting in place, is talking about now?
All right.
Because there must be something that you and the government is conjuring up. Yeah.
Right. Well, the minister has said, that's the Minister of Education and Youth, that, she wants to look at restructuring just the whole machinery of how children's homes are run, how they are managed, how they are staffed, because that's another thing as well, just sensitizing the staff as to you're dealing with really precious cargo here, and there is a particular approach that you have to take if you're going to do right by them. So all of those things are now being discussed again. It's not the first time, but what I hope is different is that just the level of what could go wrong is now at the forefront of everybody's minds. So that will really give a very good opportunity to have discussions that can translate into action. And so one of the things that I have committed to do, for example, is to have these discussions with the ministers about, what are some of the ideas, certainly in terms of best practice and child safeguarding policies and so on, that we need to be implementing as a matter of mandatory observation and not optional, not leaving an agency to say, this is how we want to do it because we think it's so it must go. No. But how to streamline it in a way that it becomes a part of the system and the automatic way of doing things.
Yeah, I think that is a good move there. That's what should happen. So hope you and others who's part of the children advocates can really pressure them. Talking about the government for really, because we don't want it to be something where it pop up now, everybody gets so excited and vexed about it, and then tomorrow we'll move on to our next thing,
Yes.
Because we see that happen all the while in Jamaica, people come up and vex, and vent, and then little more, you say, well, you remember that thing that we did that, how the outcome it go on, But we're glad to know that you are there. I know your work. I know the works that you continue. I was so happy that Shamara get you to speak on this subject for me. It was
it's really good to be with you. It's good to be with you, and thanks for helping to shine that light on issues that are important.
Yeah, man. Give thanks. Many thanks. Give thanks.
All right. Take care.
That is Diane Garden Harrison from the Children Advocacy, and we were speaking about this child abuse claims at the state-run children home, and we say the man they are foreign now, and we know them things ago. The little youth them might just say, well, I don't really want to go through this again, make it just go on, there's no way for bring him come back and come face the judgment, because American citizen, America protect Americans, it's just awkward. It's an awkward situation, a terrible situation, but to make it do happen again, as you hear the lady say, the vetting is very important to the whole running at the thing. Dirty man, all right, say, you have some stepfather. Will look upon them stepdaughter and chew them a check, say, the blood of the daughter no run, for them blood no run at the stepdaughter. Them take sexual advantage of the stepdaughter. And when the stepdaughter go tell the mother, because the mother rent get paid by the man, food upon the table by the man, and she's sexually satisfied by the man, she run the picnic. Now, if you see the mother, hey, listen to your daughter, Listen to your daughter. Because you see that thing there, it will scar the picnic right through their life. And you see if the picnic mention it to you and you don't say nothing and do nothing about it, trust me, it's when a picnic reach a certain age, you was our mother. She didn't have nothing with you. Because you make your man come in at the house, come abuse her, and you don't do nothing about it. It's a serious thing. These stepfathers, and we know say it increased during the COVID lockdown. The abuse of children in the house increased during COVID lockdown. And we know here not many of them come to court because they can pity them. If you tell your parents and them a say nothing, why you don't want to go, they go tell police. It's just simple that, you know. So the guy in the house keep doing it on and on and on and on and on. And nothing happen. That is not something we should have give credence to. You must listen to your daughter.
The time on IRI FM is?
The time is 6 minutes to 4. The time is 6 minutes past 4. 6 minutes past 4. So here I said, oh, this idea that through the man of mine, you, him can do anything in the house, including abuse, and next man pick me. And next man pick me because the mother never have to pick me with the man who are minor now. She have to pick me with another man. But the woman, the pick me living at the house with the woman. And the man living at the house with the picnic and the woman. And the man do anything. And with no consequence. Sometimes the little girl underage. Especially when the little girl underage. 12, 13, 14, 15, all them age there. This big Boston tone man them. Boston tone. Can't keep it nowhere. Not even at the toilet them can't keep it. Them come trouble the little picnic and scar her for life. For life. And them things that we should have figured out, you know. We should have figured out, try to get some semblance of understanding with why is it that these men feel like, say, because the daughter don't have him blood, him not have no connection with the little girl. And sometimes the little boy too. Yeah, sometimes him not have no connection with the little boy too, and him abuse the little boy too. You think it's a joke me I make. You think that might sound weird, but it's true. You have some stepfather who abuse little boys. Just like how you have so-called persons who accuse or who trouble little boys too. Yes, that is historically true. You have little boys who are molested by big men of the clergy, of the, yes, who the class, big men of the class. So, me just say out a warning, well, you know it already, I don't know, you me I say, you don't know these things already. It's just that sometimes with blind, we turn right to it, blind way, I make it just go and run because of cash and good faith in the person who you have around you, who I say, well, that I go on, sometimes I'll big it up too. Yeah, you have some people I'll big it up to the dirty man them. You know, say, a little girl them, you know, little girl them with them man abuse, you know. You should leave a mark on them as evidence. Yeah, man. You should leave a mark on them as evidence. Because sometimes when you go talk to people, you start to feel even like you guilty or something. I mean, I talk to the little people them, you know, who are listening. Leave a mark on them. What I say leave a mark on them, and you know you have your teeth. Yes. Your teeth is a good way if you leave a mark on them. You know what I talk about too. Yes, it's for today, you know who you is. You know who he is, you know. Yeah, man, you know who he is. I look on a little girl. She should live in the house with the woman who you take care of. And you know, take care of the little girl. You take care of another level. I'll tell the little girl, say, you have your teeth, you know. Yes. After you do that, you know, him can't say nothing. Him can't say him never existed, because them going to say, then oh, you have that, that's all. Oh, you have that, that's all. Eh? And that him have to answer, you know. If it's lie, the little girl I tell, oh, that's all stay so. Yes, and that me I say it, you know, this is what I say it, be I say it, left mark on him. Left mark on him. And you know what me I talk about when I say, you have your teeth. Left mark on him. Sister named Melanie Fiona. You know that sister will give you Stop My Heart, big soul hit, reggae style, dedicated to Nina Simone. You know, we have a little thing, the World Health Organization on Wednesday declared Uganda Ebola free 4 months after the outbreak to viral disease that claimed 55 lives in the country. Ebola is dead again, you know. Yes. We have successfully controlled the spread of Ebola in Uganda. Health Minister Jane Ruth Akeng said of an event to mark an end to the disease. The minister said January 11th marked 113 days since the outbreak of the disease had killed 55 people, including at least 6 health workers. Also, she added 143 people were infected with Ebola since September last year. So that is good news for Uganda. Very good news. But they have something else we are going in Malawi, which is cholera. The rising cases of cholera that forced the Presidential Task Force on COVID-19 and cholera to suspend the opening of second term of primary and secondary schools in Blantyre and Lipongwe has so far seen the disease-related deaths soaring to a worrying 105 since January the 5th. And it has been accompanied by a total of 3,450 new cases in the same period as of Wednesday evening, January the 11th. The country registered 589 new cases accompanied by 17 new deaths. And this is cholera we are talking about now. And why you know say cholera is on the rise again. In Haiti, some serious things. So meanwhile, one country get rid of one disease, the next disease are rubbish, and next country. And that is how them set it. Yeah, man, we say it. That is how them set it. So the news is that in America, them are planning to put a label, just like how them have smoking cause death. Well, them are planning to put that upon the alcohol, buckle them, say, drinking can lead to cancer. Them just do some research and find out, say, alcohol can lead to cancer. So they want the people them to take aim. And again, take sleep and mark death. So them are lobby for them to put it on the label. Say alcohol can lead to cancer. Just like cigarette. When will the people learn, man? When will they learn? Deliberately trying to kill yourself. Imagine that. I don't know if I didn't mention that, but in New Zealand, they have banned smoking for anyone born after 2008. And the people are easy, you know. They have banned smoking for anyone who born after 2008. So it is illegal to be smoking if it is born after 2008. That cigarette them talk about. Well, I would have said, just like how them not have advertisement on the TV and radio on about cigarette, them should have the same thing about alcohol too. Yes. Because when you boil down to it, you know, enough of them accidents where you see them youth they get in, you know. Alcohol full of them brains, you know, especially when them are go out and are coming back, or are coming and are go out back. whole heap of alcohol full up them brains. So I wouldn't be in support of it to put these things on the label to make you know, say, well, boy, right now it's a danger. Just like how it says smoking kills. Warning. The Surgeon General warned that cigarette smoking is dangerous to your health. See, one country now I say, if you're born after 2008, they might forbid you to smoke cigarette. Just like how them put up signs say, in a gambling house or in a racehorse track, 18 and over. Them do it normally, 18 and over. Just like in a bar, 18 and over. Them not to serve you alcohol. Why them not serve you alcohol, 18 and over? Yet still say, 15-year-old up on the street with little cup in their hand. 16-year-old, 18-year-old, little pick their carry alcohol, go to school. May I tell you? So there's, at this part of the program, we give out the African names them. We start with the female. Aminata. Aminata. A-M-I-N-A-T-A. Aminata. Aminata means princess. Princess. Ama. Ama. A-M-M-A. Ama. Ama means famous. Famous. Ide. Ede, E-D-E, Ede, means sweetness. Sweetness. Ifuru. Ifuru, E-F-U-R-U. Ifuru means daughter of heaven. Daughter of heaven. So that's Aminata, A-M-I-N-A-T-A. Aminata means princess. Ama, A-M-M-A. Ama means famous. Ede, E-D-E, Ede means sweetness. And Ifuru, E-F-U-R-U, means daughter of heaven. Male names, Momar. Momar, M-O-M-A-R. Momar means philosopher. Philosopher. Runako. Runako. R-U-N-A-K-O. Runako. Runako means handsome. Handsome. Klabwiri. Klabwira, sorry. Klabwira. Chabira. C-H-A-B-W-E-R-A. Chabira. He has arrived. He has arrived. Bayete. Bayete. B-A-Y-E-T-E. Bayete means between God and man. So that's Momar, M-O-M-A-R, means philosopher. Runako, R-U-N-A-K-O, Runako means handsome. Chabwiri, C-H-A-B-W-E-R-E, he has arrived. And Bayete, B-A-Y-E-T-E, Bayete. So we reach a part of the program. This is the Stepping Razor. The art of war out there kind of look away. Out there look away, yes. Okay, here we go. Okay. Hail up, Rebel. How you do?
Wagwan motor.
Boy, you sound like you're foreign.
Me there, man. Me there, yeah. They are seeing
Me know you there, but you sound far.
Oh, me sound far. Me don't know.
All right, so Rebel salute the pan again, the pan we again.
Rebel
We are
salute
only
the pan
other run and all them something there, but me want to ask about Stone Boy.
Yes, Stone Boy a forward, man. Today me talk to him, man. Him ready, man.
You ready?
Him ready for touch. Him say him just come from France and
Okay.
him ready to come here, come, from Ghana to Jamaica.
Yeah. I don't know if you remember him still. You remember him from Ghana?
From Ghana.
You remember him from Ghana?
Yes.
I mean, when we did up there, when the two of us did up there.
Yeah, man, him did there, the club where we go, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, the club where
all right.
we go there, and him did work too. He did work on the stage, but he never so huge at that time, but now him huge.
Yeah. All right, so a couple of things I want to mention, you know. Because everybody talk about some little things were going down there. I hope it not going again. So, and that is the car situation coming into the venue and coming out of the venue. How the I set up that? I set it up with the police. They want to talk to the police. Them yet or anything?
Yeah, I remember saying 8 years we done there, we used to the terrain and thing, and we try our best at all times to have enough traffic wardens where, take cars off the road fast and have the car park well lit and park from the back up front, because sometimes you could just park at front and it look like, say, the whole at the back full when it's empty. You know what I mean? And 1 minute of a stock car to come off of the road, send back 5 miles of traffic up the road. So the thing is to get the cars off the road fast as possible. That means that we have to have enough people in the car park where I take the car them off of the road. And even if you have a slight delay, you won't have a stocking issue.
Yeah. Because that's a major problem.
We have worked out the thing with the police for many years, for 8 years, and so far, so good. And I hope this time we will be able to do it again.
Okay. All right. The next thing I know is a third world situation.
Yes.
Cat make a statement, say, well, I'm sorry, say them now go there on it again. And
yeah.
It really a travesty.
Yeah, man. Cat sick. And therefore they look like it now go.
So you have a replacement, or nobody can replace third world?
Nobody can replace third world. Who can replace third world?
I can't tell you someone can replace it. We can't tell you, but it's too late now.
It's too late.
Yeah, too late.
Well, we were hoping that Cat would be all right, and Cat were hoping that he would be fine, but...
Yeah.
You know what I mean, yesterday they told us that